You are about to repipe your house or fix a section of old plumbing, and you are staring at 3 options at the hardware store, wondering which one is actually worth your money. Copper, PEX, PEX, rhymes with flex, or CPVC, CPVC. Everybody has an opinion, but most of them are wrong. With over 25 years of hands-on plumbing experience, I'm going to compare all 3 pipes across 10 critical factors so you can make the right call for your home. Stick around for number 8 because it is the one most people completely overlook, and the bonus tip at the end could save you from a disaster you never saw coming. The first factor in this comparison is cost and budget, and honestly, this is where most homeowners start. Let me break it down with real numbers. PEX tubing runs roughly 30 to 50 cents per foot for 3/4 inch line, depending on brand and whether you go with PEX A or PEX B. CPVC comes in slightly higher at around 50 to 75 cents per foot for the same size. And copper? Copper will cost you anywhere from $2 to $4 per foot for 3/4 inch type L, and that price swings with the commodity market. But material cost is only part of the picture. You also have to factor in fittings and connectors. Copper fittings are relatively cheap, usually well under $1 each, but you need flux, solder, and a torch to join them. PEX fittings, especially the brass crimp or expansion style, tend to run $1 to $3 each, but installation is fast, which saves labor cost. CPVC fittings are inexpensive, often comparable to copper fittings, and you just need a can of solvent cement. When you add up material plus labor for a typical whole house repipe, PEX usually comes in 40 to 60% cheaper than copper. CPVC lands somewhere in the middle. If budget is your primary driver, PEX wins this round by a wide margin. The second factor that matters in this debate is ease of installation. This is huge for DIYers because the wrong pipe can turn a weekend project into a month-long headache. Copper requires soldering, which means you need a torch, flux, lead-free solder, and the skill to get a clean, watertight joint every single time. It is not impossible to learn, but it takes practice, and one bad joint inside a wall means you are cutting drywall later. CPVC uses solvent cement, which is essentially a chemical weld. You apply primer, apply cement, push the fitting on, and hold it for about 30 seconds. It is straightforward, but you have to work quickly because that cement sets fast. And if you make a mistake, you are cutting out the section and starting over. There is no repositioning once those pieces are together. PEX is the clear winner here for most homeowners. You can use push-fit connectors like shark bite that literally just push onto the pipe with no special tools. Or you can step up to crimp rings or expansion fittings, which require a dedicated tool but are still far simpler than soldering. PEX is also flexible, so you can snake it through walls and floors with fewer fittings and fewer connections, which means fewer potential leak points. For a DIYer working alone, PEX cuts your installation time roughly in half compared to copper. The third factor to compare is durability and lifespan, and this is where copper has been king for decades. A properly installed copper system can last 50 to 70 years or more. There are homes with copper pipes from the 1950s still going strong. That said, copper is not bulletproof. Acidic water with a low pH can cause pinhole leaks over time, especially in certain regions. If your water is aggressive, copper may corrode from the inside out, and you will not know it until you see a stain on your ceiling. PEX is rated for a lifespan of roughly 50 years under normal operating conditions. It has been used in Europe since the 1960s, so there is real-world data backing that up. The material does not corrode, does not develop pinhole leaks, and is not affected by acidic water. CPVC is where things get interesting. It is rated for a long lifespan as well. But in practice, CPVC can become brittle over time, especially when exposed to certain chemicals, prolonged heat, or stress at the fittings. If you have ever seen an old CPVC line crack just from being bumped, you know exactly what I am talking about. That brittleness factor makes many plumbers, myself included, a bit cautious about recommending CPVC for long-term installations. Quick thing before we move on. I have spent 35 years learning these fixes the hard way, and I put the best of what I know into a book called 50 Easy Plumbing Fixes. 122 pages of step-by-step repairs with 17 diagrams that can save you thousands. Scan the QR code on screen or hit the link in the description if you want the full guide. Now back to the fix. The fourth factor in our comparison is freeze resistance, and if you live anywhere that sees below freezing temperatures, pay close attention. When water freezes inside a pipe, it expands. Copper is rigid, so when ice forms and pushes outward, the pipe splits. You end up with a burst line and potentially thousands of dollars in water damage. CPVC handles freezing slightly better than copper, but it is still a rigid material. Once it has aged and become brittle, a freeze event can shatter a CPVC fitting or crack a straight run with almost no warning. PEX is in a completely different league here. Because it is a flexible cross-linked polyethylene, it can expand as ice forms inside it and then return to its original shape once everything thaws. That does not mean PEX is freeze-proof. You should still insulate your pipes. But PEX gives you a significant safety margin that copper and CPVC simply cannot match. For cold climate homeowners, this factor alone is often enough to tip the decision. The fifth factor to weigh is water, quality and safety, and this one gets people fired up. Copper is naturally antimicrobial. Bacteria have a harder time colonizing copper surfaces, which is one reason it has been the gold standard in hospitals and commercial buildings. However, copper can leach small amounts of metal into your water, particularly in the first few years, or if your water chemistry is acidic. At high levels, copper in drinking water can cause gastrointestinal issues. PEX has faced scrutiny because some studies found that new PEX tubing can leach trace amounts of chemicals and may affect the taste and odor of water, especially in the first few weeks of use. Flushing the system thoroughly after installation significantly reduces this. Most major PEX brands are now certified to NSF 61 standards, which means they have been tested for drinking water safety. CPVC uses solvent cement that contains strong chemicals, but once that cement is fully cured, it is considered safe for potable water. CPVC is also NSF 61 certified. The bottom line is all three are approved for drinking water when installed correctly, but copper gets a slight edge for its natural antimicrobial properties. The sixth factor, and one that catches a lot of people off guard, is code compliance and regional restrictions. Copper is universally accepted in every building code jurisdiction in the United States. You will never have an inspector reject copper. PEX is accepted in the vast majority of the country, but there are a few notable exceptions and limitations. Some older local codes still have restrictions on PEX, and certain municipalities have specific requirements about which type of PEX connections are allowed. Always check your local code before buying materials. CPVC is also widely accepted, but has faced bans and restrictions in some areas, particularly in California and parts of the Southeast, due to concerns about chemical incompatibility with certain household products and long-term brittleness. The smart move is to call your local building department or check their website before you commit to any pipe material. A 5-minute phone call can save you from buying $500 worth of pipe you cannot legally install in your area. The seventh factor in this head-to-head comparison is heat and UV tolerance. Copper handles heat like a champion. It is rated for use on hot water lines without any restrictions and can handle temperatures well beyond what your water heater produces. You can also run copper outdoors and in exposed areas because UV light does not affect it. CPVC is specifically designed for hot water applications and handles temperatures up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is more than adequate for residential hot water lines. However, CPVC should not be exposed to prolonged UV light either, as it can degrade the material over time. PEX has a notable weakness here. It is absolutely fine for hot water lines inside walls and ceilings, but it degrades when exposed to UV light. Even a few weeks of direct sunlight can start to break down the material. That means PEX should never be used for outdoor exposed runs or anywhere it will see sustained sunlight. Some manufacturers add UV inhibitors to their PEX, but the general rule is keep it out of the sun. If you have any exposed outdoor runs or areas near windows, copper is your safest bet. The eighth factor, and the one most people completely forget about until it is too late, is repairability. Every pipe will eventually need a repair, and how easy that repair is matters more than most homeowners realize. PEX is the easiest to repair by far. You cut out the damaged section, slide on a push-fit coupling like a shark bite, and you are done in under 5 minutes. No heat, no chemicals, no special skills. You can make a watertight emergency repair at 2 in the morning with nothing but a pipe cutter and a coupling. Copper repairs require either soldering, which means draining the line completely, because you cannot solder a joint with even a trickle of water in it, or using a compression fitting, which works but is bulkier and more expensive. If the leak is inside a wall, you are looking at a more involved repair. CPVC repairs involve cutting out the damaged section and cementing in a new piece, which sounds simple but has a catch. CPVC that has been in service for years becomes brittle, and the act of cutting it or handling it near the repair site can cause additional cracks nearby. I have seen situations where fixing one CPVC leak created 2 more just from the vibration of cutting. For long-term peace of mind when it comes to repairs, PEX has a clear advantage. The ninth factor that rounds out our comparison before the final verdict is resale value and home appraisal. Copper piping is still considered premium by most real estate agents, appraisers, and home inspectors. When a buyer sees copper plumbing, it signals quality and longevity. That perception translates into real value, particularly in higher-end homes and competitive markets. PEX is increasingly accepted, and most modern buyers understand it is a perfectly good system. In newer construction, PEX is essentially the standard, so it does not raise any red flags during inspection. However, in an older home where you might expect copper, a full PEX repipe could prompt questions from a cautious buyer. CPVC can occasionally raise concerns during a home inspection, especially if the inspector has experience with the brittleness issues I mentioned earlier. Some inspection reports will flag aging CPVC as a potential future concern, which can give buyers negotiating leverage. If you are repiping with resale in mind within the next 5 to 10 years, copper gives you the best return on that investment from a perception standpoint. If you are staying put for the long haul, PEX gives you the best return on actual dollars spent. The 10th and final factor is the verdict and when to use each pipe. Here is the honest truth after working with all 3 for over 25 years. There is no single best pipe for every situation. Choose copper if you want maximum lifespan. You are in a high-end home. Resale value is important, or your local water chemistry is aggressive and you want proven antimicrobial properties. Choose PEX if you are doing a DIY installation, you live in a cold climate, you want the fastest and most affordable repipe, or you want the easiest future repairs. Choose CPVC if your budget is moderate, your local code requires or prefers it, and you are comfortable with solvent cement joints but be aware of the long-term brittleness factor and keep it away from incompatible chemicals. The best plumbing systems I have seen actually use more than one material. Copper for the main service line and exposed areas, PEX for interior distribution runs, and brass fittings at transition points. Do not let anyone tell you it has to be all one material. Use the right pipe for the right application. Alright, here's the bonus tip the pros actually use, and it is one of those things nobody talks about until it costs you money. If you are transitioning between different pipe materials, which most repipes require at some point, never use a dielectric union or transition fitting that is not rated for the specific combination you are connecting. When copper meets a galvanized steel nipple, for example, without a proper dielectric fitting, you get galvanic corrosion. That is where two dissimilar metals react to each other in the presence of water and slowly eat each other away. The same principle applies at copper to PEX transitions if you are using cheap brass fittings with a high zinc content known as dezincification. Spend the extra $1 or $2 per fitting and get dezincification-resistant brass, usually marked DZR or DR, or use high-quality stainless steel transition fittings. I have seen brand new repipes develop pinhole leaks at transition points within 3 years because someone saved 50 cents per fitting on the wrong brass. Protect your transitions and your entire system will last decades longer. That wraps it up. If this was useful, you will love the full book. 50 step-by-step plumbing fixes, with diagrams, all in one guide. Link is below. Hit subscribe so you do not miss the next video. Thanks for watching.